There are no solutions, there's only trade-offs in life. It's the famous quote by Thomas Sowell. And that's really what it comes down to. Be careful with this single life. It's addicting. The freedom is intoxicating, but you don't appreciate it. Only people that really appreciate this life is men that have been in relationships with today's modern women and that have gotten a second chance at freedom. And they're no longer living with a creature that is never happy. Look, give me an example. Simple things with men, okay? I just changed my blower motor quickly. Look at that. A $65 purchase, that Rock Auto. Popped it in, popped out the old one, popping the new one. I am happy. Simple things that make men happy. I'm here in the morning early. I'm ready for the gym. Nobody is breaking my balls. Nobody is harassing me. To really understand my mindset, go over to the channel and watch couples therapy. Go watch couples therapy. If you can stand 10, 15 minutes of it, and I want you to look at the purgatory that most men in the West, not all, there's some successfully married brothers, and that 5%, 10% women, ladies, I'm not talking about you. And I do think that men and women in healthy relationships are better together. But if you're living with or you dealing with some ball busting modern woman hyena, you're living in hell, which is what the majority of married men in America are living in, purgatory. And you don't appreciate it. And some guys are just such simps that they're just really just like the Pierce Morgans, the Akash Singh, and the Destiny type guys. They've literally surrendered their masculinity and manhood. And those guys they're happy living under that hyena structure. Not happy, but they've just surrendered everything. So that's a whole different thing, whole different ball game. But to the average man with masculinity, with self-esteem, who actually loves peace, you understand that that creature who's heavily influenced by social media, heavily influenced by a gynocentric environment that sees men as evil and evil patriarchy, and a woman that's raised to be strong, independent, and masculine, living with that creature and having all of the responsibilities of the 1930s with none of the authority. A woman that has a whole different direction than where you're going, which is most of them. The culture influences her. Social media influences her. The court of public opinion influences her. Envy influences her with social media. Looking at people with sad people with happy pictures influences her. So there's never any peace in that environment. But you don't understand the mental drain. Look at the guys. You know, and what a lot of men don't understand is everything is tested in the distance. The distance is where everything is tested. You can go through a honeymoon phase with a woman. You know, and even when you do basic training or recruit training or military, those guys who have been in law enforcement or whatever, everybody gets broken in the distance. Making a guy run 100 meters is one thing. Try to get that guy to run for an hour and a half, with mosquitoes biting them, with sweat, with discomfort, with hills, with valleys, with mountains, whatever. That's when you see dudes just fall out on the side of the ground and the DI just tear them to pieces. That's like relationships. It's proven in the distance. Can this woman, if she has the ability to withstand the culture, the temptation, the irritation, the influences of Hollywood, romantic comedies, romantic whatever, that's in your house every day. Not only the responsibility, like for instance, I have one vehicle. Well, my son's vehicle doesn't count. He makes money. He can pay for his own stuff. But I used to maintain 4 vehicles. I only have one vehicle. Pulling a blower motor out of a damn vehicle, which is probably a $300-400 repair for most women, with labor rates at $200 an hour at these dealerships, man, I've changed alternators and radiators out. That ain't no big deal. I paid a $200 here, $250 here. You could control costs and expenses as a single man. Being in a relationship with a good woman, the 10% woman If you can find one, 5%, 10% women, ideal. But if that's not the option that you have in your life, you're better off as a bachelor. One, you can control your expenses, your costs, your overhead. We can fix shit, man. I go to the house, I fix things, I replace things. Maintenance for me is nothing, because for me, it's just, hey, what it is. I repair my own deck, fix all these things. I have the time to do it. And the management is easier. And remember, this is a global problem. You just can't live with certain creatures. A male lion cannot tame a hyena or cannot lead a hyena. You're living with the wrong species. And that's what the typical modern woman has become. Nothing more than and they're never happy. They're never at peace. I mean, shit, they're not even at peace with the way they look. They always in the mirror. They're always putting on, plastering their face. Imagine you living with a creature that can't even live in their own truth of what they look like, or what their, and their value is just so much determined by their physical appearance and their bodies. And as it gets older, it gets even worse. What's even worse is these old, new leftover women gaslighting value on the internet. Those are the ones that are the most torturous. Especially me being a 51-year-old guy. Nothing annoys me more than some old women in my face trying to gaslight me on value. Menopausal women. It get away from me. It's annoying. People say, well, peaceful life. You say a lot of things on YouTube. Does that affect the way how women see you in the real world? No, they just think you're crazy. That's all. They just say you're crazy. Stop it. Knock it off. That's all they say to me. They still do what I want them to do. Men need to make themselves valuable and respectable as men. Self-respect. Unapologetic masculinity. Not disrespect. Where you value yourself and you value your time, you value your company so much that anything that disturbs your peace becomes toxic. And that's what a lot of dudes don't do. And again, this is not the 1960s and the 1950s. The positive side of feminism is that they've flooded the market with box. Most of it's used, and some of it is highly I don't recommend, but they've flooded the market with box. Most of them are selling it, because the relationships today is nothing more than prostitution in terms of what they're trying to transact out of men. Because a lot of these women can't do any of the tasks of your grandmas. Most of them can't cook. Their hygiene is highly questionable. You go over to their house, you look in the refrigerator, many of them just have leftover Chinese food. They have no skills. They plan to just make it on feminism and use pre-owned box. That's their main. They can't offer any man any peace. If anything, they're looking at most men for the take, not for bringing any value to you. They look at you like, take, what can you have? What does he have? Do an assessment. I think CGA said it best. Women are in business, men are in love. You don't think women look at your ass and say, look at that guy. Look at a guy like a peaceful life. He's probably got police pension. He's got retirement accounts. Look at make some use out of that damn bastard right there. They don't man. Get over your delusions, man. Stop living in the 1930s. These women ain't trying to offer no value to men. Why are you living in the past, man? Liberate yourself from that mentality. I live a pragmatic life. If I look at relationships, I look at it as a business. I'm transactional just the way these women are in terms of my mentality and my mindset. Risk assessment, risk mitigation. Not that everything in life comes with risk. I evaluate women, or I evaluate situations from a business perspective, absent of all these feelings and emotion, which is what they try to get suckers to live in, their feelings and shit. Some of these guys have become like these women, believing in romantic comedies. And these women are business-minded and thinking like a business. And you are the financer for most of these guys. Or you're just the last option, the last pick of the drive. Because if they wanted to be with men, they would have been with men in their early 20s. When they were young and fertile and got all, they come to you after they've had about 30 bodies on them. 30 bodies on them, period. So again, single life is an adaptation. It's incidental for most men, especially if they have the testosterone is high enough, and they recognize the rigged game in the system that's rigged against them. But most single guys that are smart and intelligent, when they look at the individuals themselves and how they live and what they get, it's easy decision for many men, unless they're dealing with the 5% woman or the 10% woman. Those just be chilling, sitting it out, or they just manage companionship according to when they want it, especially when you could do it from across town, which is a better option. I don't think I could live with women like, I mean, not in the West. Maybe. Depends on the woman. She'd have to be one hell of a peaceful, like a woman that's happy in her own, and has her own shit at this age. Like, what the hell would I be doing sponsoring the life of some Xinyu women? Madness. You better have your own money. You're crazy. If you're old like me, you better have some money in your bank account. Why are you broke? Why are you broke at my age as a woman? If you're single, you're supposed to have money. At my age, you're a strong and independent woman. Where's your resources? You better have some 401ks and some retirement plans and whatever else, because you won't be spending my cheese. Maybe we can share some expensive or something. If I'm living with you or whatever, we living together. You're living with me, but me. Imagine the delusion of old women my age thinking that men want to be providers for them. Just absolute delusional madness. And some simple sign up for that program to be some traditional provider man for a woman that's probably had babies and had multiple men fire their ejaculations in her hole, and you're going to be some type of provider for that woman. You're absolutely crazy to be paying 100% of the bills and all this other stupid stuff these women are talking about online. These Xinyu leftover women. And I love the ladies. I'm not talking like hatred or anything like that. I just understand when people are just full of shit. Most of them are full of shit because they know they can't get those arrangements out of the guys that they actually want. The guy that they actually want tells them to kick rocks, and he still comes over and pounds them out. Trust me. Not that I'm guilty of this. It really ain't that complicated. It comes down to choices, right? The world has changed. Relationships have changed. There's distractions out here. There's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of pressures on relationships. Look at the sun's coming up. It's funny, right? I'm making this video, but you can choose. It's choices to make, but the world has changed. But to protect your mental health and your peace, once you figure out the game as a man, everything becomes pragmatic. Everything becomes about, an analysis of the situation. You understand reality. You don't live in no fantasy or no dream or whatever. Women are what they are. They're not changing because of you. Now, if you, like I said, unicorns are rare. And you have to make it the choice in your life what's best for you. That's why I brought Ayn Rand into the equation, because we got to get this self-esteem thing corrected with the brothers, because most of them see their life and they can't see themselves happy and at peace without women being at the center of their life. And they will do anything to be with some of these insufferable broads, compromise their masculinity, their manhood, and go to the grave early, dying from stress-related illnesses, because they have basically compromised their self-respect to be with some of these insufferable women. Not all of them. There's some good women out here. I'm not talking about you. But look, like I said in the beginning, they're no solutions. They're just trade-offs in life. And you got to pick what's best for you as a man, because nobody gives a rat's ass about your ass. And nobody's going to take care of you like you. Nobody. I don't care what, even your own family members are not going to take care of you like you when it comes to women and everybody. Nobody's sitting around worried about the suffering of grown-ass men. It ain't really the single guys, unless you have some low self-esteem or you broke. Man, you can get boxing anywhere. Boxes everywhere. You're crazy. The market is flooded. They're all into prostitution. Dating is just prostitution in 2025 and beyond. I mean, nobody's courting anybody. I mean, half the women that come to the table, they've got bodies on them. Dudes have been nutting in them for years and shooting it on their foreheads and busting on their backs. You think you're getting anything special? You're insane. What do you think sexual liberation did? You're crazy if you think that. Remember, people look at me, I'm some 6'7", 6'8" guy. You know, I used to be on the basketball team. You don't think I know what's going on with these broads? Man, you think you're getting something special? I've been in them dorm rooms and the damn walls is about to break down. This dude pounding them women hard on the. I'm like, yo, chill, man. We got practice in the damn morning. You ain't gonna have no legs. We got a game, man. Yo, 11 p.m. Let them 304s out the damn room. I've been in those situations. So I know these broads very well, especially the ones that are looking at you, older dudes, gaslighting you about their value with their turkey necks and their crow's feet and their varicose veins all over the damn place. I know these broads. Oh, shit. I went off. I'm supposed to clean up my content for 2026, brother. I'm going to be talking about this. Maybe I'll cut back on talking about these women being pounded out in 2026. But I know them. It's like, what are you selling? You're selling fool's gold to dudes that don't know no better. And they go stand over their life, their retirement plan. These chicks, they go talk to their friend. Look at this dude. He got some stock portfolio right there. He got some good investment, right? Girl, he's a nice, secure catch. And so all of them sitting around the table, all worn the hell out, talking about what's in your 401k. And you going with, oh, you know, this is the woman. This one is different. Yeah, wait to give her about 3 years living in the house with her. And she starts getting that cheap and printed by guys like me, and she started looking around like, oh, this guy right here ain't gonna cut it. Yeah, you start thirsting at the gym or at the church or whatever else, because again, and then many times you have relationships with some of these women, they be harassing you about being a cheater because they've been cheating and getting slammed vigorously on the side. Now they projecting their insecurities onto you, because they've been ran through, or they were whoring around, or when they were younger and whatever else. Now they don't trust you because they know they slept with that married man, or they've slept with the pastor and slept with some dude to do some business deal or to save something or to rescue them financially. Now they're looking at you like, yeah. Who you sleeping with right now? Who you sleeping with right now? Because they are jacked up. They think we don't know. Like, you know, that's what the problem with these leftover women. And that's the problem with sexual liberation and feminism. You know, there's a lot of side effects of freedom. And it's just what it is. And I'm saying this as a guy. The reason why I talk freely, I don't give a rat's ass. Because I don't believe in I don't care about whether a female audience, I don't care about whether dudes like me or whatever else. I don't care. Dudes can like me, not like me. I don't give a rat's ass, but they'll never call me a liar. I don't sell fantasy. I sell reality. You want to live a good life? Take control of it. Be proactive. Don't buy into this social bullshit that they're selling you about some happy life. I'm pragmatic at my age. No point in gaslighting anything. This is real. I live a real life. This is my old car that I love. I enjoy it because it's paid off. Cost me what? Besides little bullshit parts like this, that's cost me $65. Well, it's cheap, $50 a month in insurance. I love it. It's freedom. Freedom. That's what I like. I'm not in love with damn metal. It takes my body from my house to the gym and to whatever else I'm going. Because again, sometimes I'll be into global travel. I don't need no expensive car sitting at the house when I'm all the way 8,000 miles on the other side of the world. I throw this old thing in the garage and I'm out. Put it on the battery maintainer, and I hit the airport. And I'd rather spend money on some experiences in life, enjoying it, not wasting money on material goods that only tie me down. And even from an investment perspective, I don't want anything that I have to maintain. Or even if I hire a management firm, I don't want to be sitting around 5,000 miles away worrying about whether or not replacing toilets or replacing all kinds of other things that come with owning certain assets in life. You know, it is what it is. Peace is beautiful, gentlemen. Get out there, get in the gym, work out, enjoy your life. Nobody's going to take care of you like you. And if you get into a relationship make sure you look at it from a business perspective. You're pragmatic, especially if you get older. You older guys, these retired 304s and these born again virgins at the church and all this other stuff, understand that they're interested in business. Business. Certainly, if you don't look like any of the guys that they've dealt with in their 20s, they certainly ain't no genuine love and attraction or whatever else. It's transactional. That's just the way it is. Most of life is transactional. Life is all trans. Men need to get out of this fantasy shit, man. I try and pop that bubble all the time, but sometimes I just fail. Anyhow, but I'm gonna have more of these conversations with men. Anyhow, I'm out. I'm at the gym. Peace. Talk to you guys soon, man. Make sure you're working out, taking care of your health. Guys, make sure you're getting your physicals every year, doing the maintenance on yourself, doing the maintenance on your body. Don't lose your health. Your health is valuable. Especially as you get older, your health is more important than money sometimes. Most of the times. Because you're sick, you can't enjoy nothing. I'm out. Peace. Make sure you guys hit the like button.